Hello everyone. I thought I'd just pop on for a little updates video. I've got a little bit of an unboxing here. It's going to be a little bit of an everything video. I'm going to tell you the story about how I stabbed myself in the eye while I was putting my makeup on yesterday with my like ratchety ass fingernails. They're like so jagged and horrible, and you know, I was just doing like a wipe of like some like fallout that had happened just right into the eye, stabbed. I had to call my boss at like 9 in the morning and be like, so I stabbed myself in the eye and I like can't open my eyes and they're watering and I can't come in. So I ended up having the whole day off. I was gonna go in for the evening show, but I was kind of like, whatever, let me just not. So I had 2 extra days off this week because this is the same week that my dog had her teeth cleaned. And so mostly yesterday I ended up just listening to The Witching Hour by Anne Rice because I couldn't open my eyes. But then once I felt better, I did a few little crafts, and I'll show you those here today and I'll talk about them. But let's get going. Let's start off. I think I'm gonna start off with the box opening, and this is going to be a bit of a shoe haul from AliExpress. Now, are these shoes gonna fit? Who the fuck knows? Most of the shoes are for this, well, not this specific boy, but my 2 boys. But he's here to try some of them on. And this style of girl, she's got like small MSD feet, and she's in these shoes right now that my dollar partner Jason made for me, which are too long, but width-wise work. And I'm personally finding that like if the width is okay and the shoe is too long, it doesn't look like clown feet. And the other thing that I discovered recently is the reason why they all look like they have clown feet. And I was watching Teeny Tinkers, who is a channel like I kind of just like rediscovered and love. It's a great channel just like all around. But she was making some shoes, and you need like a lot of space to like set the fabric in on the base. And so what ends up happening is you have, because they're so tiny, the shoe looks bulky. So that's just the way it is. And I find that these dolls, the sort of more traditional MSD size dolls, look better in the bulky shoes, but the fashion size dolls look crazy. So it's like, that's where my struggle is. And I end up buying them a lot of action figure shoes, and I feel like those look more proportional to the foot. I mean, here we are, it's shoes, it's ball jointed doll hobby, and we all know it's a struggle. So I'm gonna start off with this little box today. Let's find out what's inside. I bought a bunch of them, and this is like most of it. I think there's 2 pairs that are like shipped by USPS, which you know how I feel about the United States Postal Service recently. I was finally able to file my claim for my Dreamshire baby yesterday, and I'm hoping that comes through so I at least get my money back. I'm not sure that I'm gonna buy another baby. That's the thing, because I'm like, you know, and it was sad because that was gonna be like a whole Ella storyline with the baby. Like that was the point of the baby, but now she just doesn't, she's not gonna have another baby, whatever. This is the first pair of shoes, and these aren't gonna fit anybody I have sitting here because I actually bought them for the fashion dolls. And I was thinking to make in space. I don't think that they're gonna be too wide width-wise. I think these are gonna look okay. I know that they are going to be wide, but I think it's gonna look relatively proportional on her foot. And I was thinking of putting those on with like a pair of like booty shorts. And they're made of a very soft, like faux suede material. I really like that. That's so cute. Here's the other one. They've got little heels on them. I love those. They're adorable. And I didn't bring anybody that's gonna fit in them, so we're not gonna try those on. And that is everything that's in that giant box. That's one thing about AliExpress. It's such a waste of like packaging. I mean, there's a lot of problems with AliExpress, we all know. It's a great resource. You can get decently priced items on there, so I just keep buying. And it's bad, I know. The next box. I'm sure the next thing I'm gonna do after stabbing myself in the eye is like slice my finger open with this thing. It's just like not going great, you know? Sometimes you do dumb shit and then you have to tell everyone about it because it was so dumb. I see what's in here and it looks so good. I should have taken the shoes off of these dolls. That would have helped me, but I didn't, and here we are. The first thing in here is this pair of boat shoes, and I was thinking of these more for Marshall. but they're so cute. I think they're gonna fit just fine. They look like about the right size, unless they're too small. That's the other thing. I'm finding with my boys, it's kind of hard because they're like in between sizes, and the shoes are either massive or too small. But I love these. These are great. We'll go have a look at that doll shelf, and maybe I'll try these ones on him. That's those. I don't think any of these were a particularly extravagant price. You know how much doll shoes cost. These were also meant for Marshall. These ones look much bigger, but width-wise, I think they're gonna be fine. So once again, I don't even care. Like, if the shoe is too long, it doesn't matter to me because everybody has different size feet. And I also find, particularly in the girl dolls, that the feet are too small for the bodies anyway. So if you can get a proportionally longer shoe that fits in the width, I feel like it makes the feet look more normal. Here's these. I love these. Love them so much. They're just like little like Oxfords. And his vibe is like old man. I mean, not that he's not an old man, but he dresses like an old man, and he also stands like an old man because the body refuses to stand up. And I've made lots of videos about that recently, about how much I hate that fucking doll shoe body. But it's fine because once my elastic comes in, I'm gonna restring him, and I think it's gonna be better. I did give in and buy some elastic from Amazon. And the reason I was reluctant to do it is because he's got like a really pretty like specialized like dyed to match elastic. I'm sure it's not actually, but it does match. And so I like didn't want to put different elastic in him, but the reality is you can't see the elastic. He's in a pretty light skin tone, so like it's not gonna matter if I use white elastic. So I've done it. Ooh, look at this thing. I don't know what that is, but I like it. Just like delighted by packaging. That's a fun thing. I love this. And it makes a nice sound. You hear that? You hear that sound? Put it down. It's like my ADHD that I've never been diagnosed with. These are massive, but they might fit this guy. I think the reason I bought them was because actually these would look cool for him. They're like too cool for Marshall. The interior length is not as long as it looks, but I think those are so cute. They're a little bit too stylish, I think, for Marshall. So I think they'd be nice for Brian here. Brian here is a little bit more fashionable. This is my last little shoe package. These might be girl shoes. That's what this is. Cheese. It's cheese, everybody. I didn't buy cheese. I love when AliExpress packages come with like random shit like this. It could be like a hair clip though, like a cheese hair. You know who would look great with a cheese hair clip? It's Cherry. Cherry would look amazing with a cheese hair clip. I don't know if it'll like work in her hair, but if it does, she's getting a cheese hair clip. And apparently I just got one pair of girl shoes today. I guess the other two pairs that are still like in the mail are the other girl shoes, but these, they're very Lolita. But I thought if they were like painted or something, ooh, they have a zipper in the back too. Ooh, I love that. They would also work for like a sort of loose period garment. The thing is like, I want these dolls to be period, but like I don't want to create period garments. So they're all sort of like fantasy period. You know what I mean? Fantasy period, fantasy vibes. Love that it has a zipper in the back. Let's try these on her. And I'll try one of the other pairs on him, maybe the cool ones. Somebody's calling me from Missouri. We know that spam. Unless it's all my dreams coming true. Sometimes I pretend that the spam calls are like someone calling me to tell me that my dreams have come true. With these, I'll probably like delete the bow with the charm. But I like these charms and would use them like for jewelry or something. And again, I feel like these are definitely gonna be too long, but the width is gonna work out just fine, so I'm happy with that. Well, I struggle here. Another thing that I really, really want that doesn't exist, and it was inspired again by Teeny Tinkers, she had done these really cute like anthro sheep dolls that were like 3D printed, resin 3D printed, and she had a little black one that I thought was so sweet. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could get a black goat that was sort of anthro, like Black Phillip from the movie The Witch, and then he can live with the witches, and that would be so cool. That's what I thought when I saw that. That was my immediate thought, because that's how my mind works. But the doll is so sweet, and she had done it for a doll show, because I could also, you know, make some horns, magnetic horns to stick on the sheep, and then it's a go, right? But the doll is so sweet and so cute, and I love it so much. But I think she had done them for doll shows, and I don't know that she's gonna do them again, which is sad. But if they ever pop up, I may get one, then make some horns and make it into Black Phillip, because I love Black Phillip. Love that these have zippers. I love anything that's easy, because you know how shoes are. Did I put that on the wrong foot? Absolutely. Absolutely did. And I think I mentioned this in another video, but I did buy another one of these bodies. It's the Impel Doll, like, fashion body. It's meant for 46 centimeter doll. The reason I got it is because it has really wide shoulder width, and these heads are a little bit large. I had originally bought it in real skin, and then I panicked and switched to the normal pink like this one has. Because I didn't think that they matched super well before she was painted, but then when I painted her, I feel like they're a really good match. So I don't know, I panicked. I switched my decision. And here she is in the shoes. I think they're quite good. I think they work out just fine. They are long, but that's not gonna bother me because I feel like width-wise, they work with her. While she's out, this is a wig that I made for her. And she was wearing that ratty blonde wig from her old character before because that's all I had, but I decided she deserved a nicer wig than that. And she's going to be a Mayfair witch. I haven't decided which witches these Mayfair girls are gonna be, but I think she could be a good Deborah option, sort of young Deborah, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like the creepy part where like Peter becomes obsessed with 12-year-old Deborah. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter, love the story. The shoes are great. Here's the wig. This is one of the best wigs that I've ever made. Everything went relatively well. I realized my wig making issue was multifold, right? I was putting too much hair in them, so they looked bizarre. That was one problem. Number two, I could never get a cap to fit right. And number three, the part was always fucked up. And this one, while I didn't really have enough hair to finish the wig, so the top is a little bit thin, you really can't see much of the glue in it, which is nice. I put wefts, there's like 3 rows of wefts, which is significantly less hair than I would normally do, but I think that looks much more natural. And, well, significantly less hair than I would do before, but I think that looks much more natural. Like, this looks like hair and not like a really huge, frizzy, bulky wig. And I think I learned a new cap technique from Inamorata Dolls, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'll link it down below. And that cap technique has been working great for me. It's hot glue on top of a mesh base. And first of all, it dries fast, which means I can make the wig more quickly, but it also creates like a really solid, well-fitting cap, which is also great. And I think also the part technique came from her, but I may have seen the same part technique on somebody else. And what I've been doing is slicing a hole, leaving the front shut, because I wasn't leaving the front shut in some of those wigs and then they weren't fitting back together again. So I leave the front shut, I shove like a ponytail in, hot glue the hair on the under part, smash the wig back onto the head, and it came out relatively well, I think. It could use a little flattening at the top, and her technique for flattening the top is with like a clean glue gun tip, but my glue guns are like beyond repair and are not clean. So I might push that down with the straightener. I might buy a new like clean glue gun specifically for flattening doll hair. Not sure, because you know they're really cheap. You can get one for like $5. But that is this wig. I think this hair, there's one concern. I think this hair used to be blue and now it's clearly brown. And so I'm wondering if it's gonna fade out more, but we'll find out. So that's the wig. I'm really proud of that. There's gonna be a video. I'm gonna try and post it before this one. I'm sure I will post it before this one, of me making these 2 skirts. It didn't go great, but you know, we all make mistakes, and I think they look nice on her, right? So that's her. I'm not gonna switch her shoes now, but these shoes are great. Really happy with those. Well, let's try him in something. I'm gonna give him these because I think that they'll fit him. My boys don't really have any shoes. I think the shoes that are on each of them are the only pair of shoes I have for them that actually work. What does this foot look like? I haven't seen this foot in a while because it's been in the shoe for so long. It's quite large. It is bigger than the Dolce foot. I'm gonna be so sad if these don't fit. I don't know that they're gonna fit. Oh, the trials and tribulations of doll shoes. This is, to me, shoes is the most frustrating part of the hobby because I just feel like it's so hard to find them at a there's no way, at a reasonable price. There's this like internal structure for the tongue, and I've had this problem with other shoes too. I got this gray pair of boots that were meant for action figures, and they should have fit, but because they had this like internal structure for the tongue, I couldn't get the foot in. And I think in a recent video I went on a whole rant about how this leather like really degrades over time, and so I feel like me doing this to this shoe is only just gonna move that process along. I actually think it will fit. It's gonna fit. I want it to fit, so it's gonna fit, right? I need like a shoehorn for dolls. I'm sweating. There's space. There's space. So much space. There's no reason it shouldn't go on. Alright. It was a battle, but I did it with a crochet hook. I guess that's a great method. It's like a dolly shoehorn. If you're struggling, I'm not gonna struggle to put the other shoe on right now. I'm just not gonna do it. And I'm sure I'm like destroying the leather on these shoes by behaving this way with it. But I like them on him. This is a Apple House FID doll, and I'll obviously link all these things that I bought down below, but I think that shoe actually fits quite well. There's still room in it, guys. There's still room in it. Plenty of space for the foot. It's just very difficult to get on. But if you really force it and crochet hook the heel cup on, it'll go. Love them. All right, let's move on to some other things that I've been up to. Yesterday when my eye was problematic, once it started to feel a little better, I opened some of those Make It Miniverse Harry Potter potions because I thought they'd look good on my witch shelf. Now, I thought I was gonna love that set. I thought it was gonna be like the best set I've ever used. It was not, unfortunately. The resin comes in this tiny cauldron, which I think is so cute. But the issue with that is because it's black, it's really hard to harden whatever's left over. So you like really can't continue to use these as props. Like the top hardened, but I think what's inside might still be wet. I'm sticking my finger in, it is. I could clean that out with some alcohol, but I haven't got around to it. Now I'm touching my face with resin on my hands. But I love aesthetically that it comes in this tiny cauldron. I think that's so cute. So I'm definitely gonna use that as a prop on the shelf. And these are the 3 little potions I made. Some of them worked out better than others. I'll go through them. I think this one looks the worst because I ended up dropping too much of the mica powder in there, and then it clouded up everything and you can't see the stuff that's inside. But I saved little bits of all the stuff that was inside, obviously because I'm a hoarder, so you can still see them. You can still see, they're displayed on the doll shelf, you can still see them. But it was meant to have like little branches in it. That would have been so cute to be able to see, but you can't see through the mica. So that one kind of is terrible, and the sticker won't stick, and I don't love that one. This one came out better. It was also the first one I did. Unfortunately, everything sort of sunk to the bottom, which I knew was gonna happen. And I think the best method to resolve that is really to like harden your resin halfway, place your stuff into the little bottle where you want it, and then finish hardening it. I think that would have resolved some of this dropping problem, but I feel like they fell even further. Is this not fully set? It felt fully set when I touched it, but who knows? Also, like the blue glitter sort of all sunk to the bottom. It's a little bit disappointing. It doesn't look ideal. Well, this one is the strongest result that I had. And I feel like that's for 2 reasons, because I did partially harden this resin before I stuck the little balls in, and because it has this big chunk of like, it's like grass, which you can see in there. I don't know if you can see it, you can see it on the back for sure. This big chunk of like purple grass that sort of stopped everything from falling to the bottom. So that one is the best one. I also think it's the nicest looking, just like generally speaking. Like as far as the potions were concerned, I didn't color that came that color, so there's nothing to sink to the bottom. That one came out good. I really like that one. That one's my favorite. And then I've got some other Miniverse here that I thought I'd just show off. And I've got two of like, they're lifestyle, but I think they were like sort of like a tea set, obviously, because I'm super into tea sets right now. And these actually are really cool, but I'm like a little bit scared to do them. The resin, I mean, these are so cute. The resin comes like this in like some sort of little container that is appropriate. They come with little mats for you to put your projects onto. This is some sanding paper for your resin when it comes out of the mold. This one is a floral set, which I love. I love a flower set. It can go on any surface. This one also comes with mica, which is concerning. That is just all gonna sink to the bottom and be disappointing. But these ones are different in that they come with a mold. And so you're making the thing to put the thing in, which is different from the other Miniverse. And I'm a little nervous to do these because like I'm not a resin expert and I've never used a mold before for my resin. So I just like don't want to ruin them. And I'll show you the other one. The other one's really cute too. Here is, these are teacups. These are the little arms for the teacups. And this is the little mold for the teacups, which is so cute. My stomach is making so much noise. I need to order something to eat. It comes with two little saucers. I mean, I'm living. I believe is black resin, which is where my concern comes in. I think if it's black, it's gonna take longer to harden because the light has a harder time getting through. And I don't know if it's gonna even work, so I guess we're gonna find out. These are all UV resin projects, by the way, and I use a UV light to cure it instead of setting it in the sun. This has tiny whipped creams, which are precious. The attention to detail in these kits for me is like so good, and everything is so well done, and that's why I really like them. And I do end up, hopefully this time also, with projects that are like usable and I can always use them as props. There's only one I ever made that like really is unusable, and it's still in my diorama, and it was the fish because there were too many air bubbles in it. Sanding paper. And the cups have these little cat faces. Here's the project, what it looks like. It's these two little cat cups, and they're so cute. And then the first project was this one here, which is like a shell vase with some like iridescent mica in it, which I think is so beautiful. It reminds me of my childhood for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think I had a toy that I played with in the bath, and there's like a sense memory smell that comes with it that was like iridescent like that. I don't know, I don't remember. And this is the last one that I have, and this one, like when I opened it, was the most impressive to me. It's another mold one, so I'm gonna do it last because I'm hoping once I get some practice with the molds that this one will come out good. It's a Lord of the Rings set, and what I was thinking of props for my Pasha Pasha called Nina, the fixer of the witches. Okay, first of all, it comes with all the parts for the sword. I got a sword. And it has like a little stand for the sword, which I think is so cute. And I'll show you the picture of the finished project once I'm done here. Inside of this little box, like, is this not the most precious? First of all, there's a map. It's a map of, what is it called? Middle Earth. I never read the books, but I did watch the movies with my mom. We like to do that. So there's the map. It's not focusing. There we go. And then in here are some more, just, I believe they're just props. It's in this grass, which is so cute. I've got a tiny hammer, an anvil, I think, for whatever reason, and it's got weight to it, like it's weighty. And then this little thing, which is sanding paper for your project. And that's so cute. I love that they make it so that it's like a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just a piece of sandpaper, it's like a thing. It's like a prop. You could use that again. I've got micas for the sword. I've got resin for the sword with the chain on it. And that chain comes into play later in the project, I think. More micas, not sure why. And then this is my sword mold in here. And it comes wrapped in this paper, which, you know, I am a paper hoarder and I couldn't get rid of that. and I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. I just think these are so well done. And I love making them, like, they're just like a quick, fun project to do. You can just like sit down, take 20 minutes or so and just do it, and it's a delight. I guess I put both of the micas in to make the sword extra shiny. But anyway, this is the one I got. I got, does that say Sting here. So you can see it props up on like a little sword shelf, and it's got a ring because Lord of the Rings. And these are all the different projects, which I think are so great. And depending on how this comes out, like if I fuck it up or not, I would buy, probably of all the sets, I would probably buy another one of these. I really thought I was gonna love the Harry Potter one. I just don't. I don't think that they work as well as I would like them to. And I think I've had enough of that. I'm gonna take you over to the shelf now. We're gonna try some shoes on Marshall. So here's Marshall and Ellie. They just look so cute right now that I like don't want to move them, and we know my struggles with that body. So I'm gonna turn this off and try and get some shoes on him. It might be an ordeal, so I'm just not gonna try on camera. And I'm back, and I was able to get both shoes on him. This one was very easy to put on. It was simple and lovely. And this one was an absolute ordeal. And I definitely damaged the back of the shoe trying to put it on, but it's on there. This is the damage I did to the crochet hook. So as you can see, kind of a rough go, but it was done, and I'm quite happy. I'll probably have to put these on now because they'll never come off again. So he's gonna get 2 of those. The next thing I thought I'd show off is Ella and Eve and Eden. Now, Ella belongs in the psych ward because she's horrible and awful and crazy, but like I like to dress her up. So the way I resolve that is by like letting her out and then putting her back in. So that's what they're looking like these days. Yeah, there they are, looking stunning and gorgeous. That outfit that Ella is wearing is for Jean Doll, and the outfit that Eve is wearing is for Barbie, and I made the baby outfit. I've got this beautiful, like, mid-century armoire sort of thing that my friend found at a thrift store, and she bought it, and she was like, "What is this? Do you know?" And I was like, "I have no clue." And it was so beautiful that I bought it from her for like 10 bucks. It opens up, it's got a really great mirror in it. You can see the whole thing on my Instagram. I'll put the handle right here on the screen somewhere so you can see that. And her whole gig, I actually bought recently just like a head from DMD Angel so I can make wigs for her. But this girl loves a wig. She loves to wear a wig. The mental hospital cut off all of her natural hair, which upset her. So now it's really short under there. She loves a wig. And I want them to look like wigs. Do you know what I mean? You know how some wigs look like hair and some wigs look like wigs? I want her wigs to be wiggy. Like as flat front as possible, as unnatural as can be. Like that's the vibe. All right, me and Brian will finish out the video here. So that's my little haul, my little update video. I hope you enjoyed just like seeing the new stuff that's going on here at Mini Stitches. And I'm really trying to give all of my dolls some playtime recently because I get like hyper focused on a storyline or a character and then that's all I do, which was Ella for a while, but I'm trying to branch out. I'm getting the cool people in, I'm getting the improv troupe in, and those are my current 3 storylines with the witches too. I feel like I haven't done a witch post in a while. I should do a witch post, a non-Ella witch post. So that's the video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed watching and have a wonderful time. Just a wonderful time.